Well, as the Trump administration accelerates its immigration agenda, ICE is hiring. And they're offering some sweet perks: a $50,000 signing bonus, student loan repayment and forgiveness options, and enhanced retirement benefits, to name a few. President Trump posting this on Truth Social. Our brave ICE law enforcement agents are getting the worst of the worst criminals out of our country: terrorists, pedophiles, MS-13 gang members, murderers, rapists, drug and human traffickers. We need more courageous men and women to make America safe again. Join ICE now, and we will take great care of you, just like you take care of us. Martha, we've seen historic record recruitment in the military, so will we see the same surge with ICE, especially with these great benefits?
I think so. I had an opportunity, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, went down to Texas and interviewed a group of ICE agents because I wanted to see what they were like as people, and I wanted our viewers to get to know them a little bit. They were very committed to upholding the law in the country. Most of them were first-generation Americans themselves, second in some cases, but they don't see it as as an ethnic-based issue. They see it as upholding the law and keeping people safe on the streets of and the towns in Texas. So I just thought they inspired me, and they were just serious young people. And I think you're going to see a lot more of them. And I think it's good to have these kind of incentive programs. They got, I think, $65 billion to hire more people in ICE in the big, beautiful bill. And they're going to put it to work. I think you're going to see a lot more of these, tent areas going up to hold people because they want to discourage they want to discourage people coming in. They want to uphold the law.
Yeah, and as we've seen a lot of negative publicity coming from the legacy media, and certainly people that aren't grateful for the sheer blessing of living here against ICE agents, the reality is, from reports from those agents, that morale has never been higher. So it's really an incredible place to be right now because of the support of the administration and the president and the patriots here that are so grateful for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's vastly different when you're working for someone who wants you to work for them, and when you're working for someone who supports you and you have a shared mission. You contrast that with some of these blue ultra-liberal cities like Chicago, where, the police officers are demoralized. So you've got a lot of people who might have otherwise applied to these jobs with Chicago PD and NYPD, and now they're looking at federal law enforcement because they do have these enhanced benefits and signing bonuses and student loan repayment, and they're going to work for a department that supports them. And, that is far more attractive, and it's unfortunate that we've come to this bifurcation between local and federal law enforcement, but, that's the natural fallout when you have progressive, socialistic ideas that are essentially anti-cop. So they look for different avenues to keep their communities and the country safe.
Yeah, we've covered that a lot here on this network, Kilmeade, that in these Democratic blue cities, the local law enforcement, it's harder dealing with the bureaucracy that doesn't support them rather than the criminals on the streets. So they're fleeing to areas where they are wanted and valued. And here that includes ICE.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're not wanted and valued in a lot of these cities, these mayors, and there's a lot of negativity out there. Every lawmaker, Democratic lawmaker, seems to be making some type of ridiculous, irresponsible statement about wearing masks. Assaults on ICE agents are up 830%. And their message is interesting. It says they call on you. Your country's calling on you to serve rather than this is a great career opportunity. So they got to come out. I'm going to make a suggestion now. So if they're at the White House, they want to get a pen ready. Give them a second. All right, good. How about some image ads of people doing out in the field and getting some sound bites from people saying, this criminal was on my street. We had no idea what was going on in that house. We were able to raid it, take it out. It's made everything safer. We could talk about different places where MS-13 has been extracted out right on Long Island. So start creating some of that better stuff as opposed to the negative news stories.
But that's our job as journalists,
excuse me for a second, because I just want to make sure that viewers understand this, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, is the Michigan lawmakers that have now introduced it, they will criminalize these agents in the course of their duties wearing a mask.
I know, it's crazy.
They are spending your tax dollars to prosecute law enforcement for wearing masks when they're busy being doxxed and threatened. And so no wonder, Harris, that these benefits of ICE in these other sunshine cities are so much greater for the health of their families.
Look, it goes all the way to the top. The minority leader in the House is Hakeem Jeffries, and he has been not just a fan of unmasking and endangering Because that's what it does. It endangers the life of those who are serving in that capacity. So when you have that kind of leadership, it leads me to believe that if they can somehow gain votes in the House in the midterms, I could see them trying to codify something like that. I mean, it's absolutely horrifying that they would be undercut. I like a couple of things about this. For one, we know it works. It worked for police officers in Florida, the handout of cash. It may come in the form of, well, it's already part of the salary, but when you give somebody something up front, you're already telling them you appreciate them. And about 20%, like 19.5 or so of our police force is former military. I can see some of that same group of military veterans saying, they're asking me to serve again.
Right.
I'm going to go answer the call. I mean, it's right in the wheelhouse of the people who already love the country. And in terms of finding people who have benefited from Trump's policies and keeping Americans safe for MS-13 and those worst of the worst that Tom Homan and DHS have picked up, that's our job as journalists, too. I don't see enough of it across the board. I don't see any of it on liberal networks. And so there's an opportunity for us to step in, I think, as journalists, too, and to do that.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.